Good afternoon. This is Elder G again. I'm coming to you. I'm just talking as Ronnie right now. When I want to talk about just the world, just the way life is, I'm always going to talk to you about as Ronnie. I want to talk to you because I want to talk to you and I want to take you back. I want to take you back to where people used to say that there ain't no God. That people that don't believe that there's a God. The people that don't believe that God exists. If you see in a lot of my videos, I always like to show forests. I like to show waters. And I like to show mountains. And I like to show things that man can't do. I like to show you some things that people don't believe in God. Then I like to show you some things and some things that we use and things that keep us alive that man can't do. See, all the generation, all the thousands of years that man, woman, and child, and animals, everybody been on the earth, there are things that we can't do. We can't give life. We can't go into a room with nothing and comes out with a human being. We can't do that. We can't live forever without God. Because God is the one that created the air. The man didn't create the air that we breathe and the wind that we feel when we go outside. Man didn't do that. If man could do that, we'd be living on the moon right now. We'd be living on Mars or Venus. Man, he can't make an atmosphere and put us on a place and grow a tree. And before the tree became a tree, he had to create it. Man can't create a tree from nothing. He can't walk in a room with nothing and come out with a forest. He just can't do that. Man can't hang the sun and the moon and the stars. Just hang it out there in the universe. Those are things that man can't do. Man, out of all the 1,000 years that man been around, he can't even go to Mars. He can't even go to one planet yet. And then the man it got the audacity to say that there is no God. God just means a headship. If you're the head of a company, then you become the CEO, the chief executive officer. If you own a sole proprietor company, you're the boss. That means that you make all the decisions. Whatever decision need to be made is made by you. That's what sole proprietorship means, is that you call all the shots. You pay all the bills. You hire all the employees. Whatever that needs to be done when you are sole proprietor, it falls on you. But when you become a corporation, you get other people to invest. You hire yourself a CEO, a chief executive officer. You hire yourself a president and a vice president, and so on and so on and so on. All you got to do to know that there is a God is to go back to Genesis. Before Genesis start, you can't tell me one man, woman, or child that's alive. Before Genesis, you can't describe to me no tree, no flower, no water, no air. You can't describe none of that to me before Genesis. So who designed the sun and the moon then and the stars? Who designed the seas and the rivers and the lakes? Who designed all the flowers and the trees and made all the cattle and the goats and the chickens, all the birds of the air? Somebody had to design them. Who designed your inside before that was an inside? See, whoever did all of that is God. So show me a man that can make a man. Just walk into a room with nothing and come out with something. Tell me a man, woman, or child that has no beginning and they don't have no end. All you have to do is walk backwards and see what you find. Before Genesis, there was nothing. There is no house. There is no road. There's no birds flying in the sky. There's no creeping thing creeping up on the earth. There is no earth because it's all covered with water. You know somebody did that, right? You don't know what to call it. You don't know what it looks like. But you know that we can't even cure cancer yet. We can't even cure Alzheimer's. There's all kind of diseases that our body get that can make us trillionaires. And if we had the ability to do it, we would already be doing it. But you don't have the ability. So that means that you don't know. You can't make air from nothing. You can't make the sun and put it 93 million miles away and just hang there. You know somebody did that. And you know it wasn't no human being. You know that. But you still walk around in denial. You still don't want to listen to nobody. You still want to do everything your way and make it hard for you. And instead of just listening to God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, and the creator of all mankind and everything that lives up on the earth. Why is it so hard to admit that somebody is bigger than you? Somebody is better than you. Somebody that know more than you do. Just look at that grass. Just look at that grass on the hill. Just look at that. Look at that workmanship. Look at all the things that God did, and he didn't do it with no machine. Remember back when man first was in the garden, where there was no houses, there was no cell phone, there was no inside plumbing, there was no TV, there was no cars to drive, there was no paved roads, there was no central air and heat. And besides all of that, man, before they had anything, began to go off into space, begin to build big houses, build heavy equipment. All those things that man started to build, when the man of God, Adam and Eve, all they had was Adam and Eve. And everything else that came along, like cars and trains and planes and high-rise buildings, all those things that the man didn't have, that he visioned in his mind, that he made, that he brought forth. But we can't bring forth a cow from nothing. We can't bring forth a sheep from nothing. We can't bring forth a fish from nothing. So that let you know that there is somebody that's greater than what we is. There is somebody that's beyond the whole universe, that's watching over us, that leading and guide us. You know that there's no way that you're going to be able to catch up with all the things that God have done. Just look at no tools, no mess, no wires. Everything that we have and make, we make it. We build our houses from the trees that we cut down. We fill our bathtub and our wash machine from water that God made. Just think about it. Now we got Lake Twist and all that. Back then when people was really creating, when people was really doing things with their hands. You ain't doing nothing now. We talking about when there wasn't no cars. When there wasn't no trucks. There wasn't no guns and knives. We took something else and turned them into guns, and turned them into knives, and turned them into lumber. But everything that God made is living. There ain't nothing dead that God made. God said, if you quit serving him, he said the rocks will cry out. See what I'm saying? Everything God makes is a piece of him. It what makes up God. The trees and the flowers and the rivers and the ocean and the lakes, all that thing, all the flowers, all the animals, all that make up what God is. You can't even comprehend God's beauty. When you look at the beautiful flowers, all the different color, and you look at all the carols and everything, and you go, what a mighty God we have. No tools, no roads, no computers, no machines. And God do this every day for everybody and for everything at the exact same time. What a mighty God we have. And people got the audacity to sit down and actually say that there is no God. Come on, American people. All we need is what you see right there. If you didn't have a dime in your pocket, You didn't have no house to live in. You ain't got no road to drive down. You can take material and make it into an axe, or make it into a shovel, or make it into a saw. And you can go out there, you can cut down a tree and cut it into lumber and make you a house. Everything that God give you, you have to kill it to survive. You had to kill an animal in order for you to eat it. You had to kill a tree in order for you to build a house. Everything that you need to survive, you had to take the material that you need from God. Because God is the one that made the material. Man don't make gold. God makes gold because he compressed the earth and everything so tight that it's hard to destroy. And he put the rock in the fire and all the infirmities burn off and his own leave the pure gold. And that's what's strong. And fire can't destroy it. Everything that we do and use, we have to kill something. We had to kill a piece of something that God made to make that materialistic thing come to pass. See, we don't create nothing as human beings. All we do is kill and consume. God is the only one that can create things. God is the only one that can create something from nothing. All we can do is kill something that God made and turn it into something else. Just think. If you, just this land I'm showing you now, you can go out there in this land with nothing. With nothing in your pocket. With no tools in your hand. As long as you got God, you got the fish of the sea. You got the birds of the air. You got the creeping and crawling things. You got the water. You got the air. You got the sun and the moon and the stars. As long as there is seed time and harvest time, you can go out into the wilderness with nothing and create something. Just because God gave you two hands and a body and a mind. That you can go out there, you can turn these trees into lumber. And you can turn the lumber into a house. And you can turn the cattle and the sheep and the goats and the fish, you can turn them into food that give you the energy to continue. See, all this materialistic stuff that we create ourselves and give ourselves big margins, big car notes, you're never going to be happy with that. Because you have become a slave to materialistic stuff. You stop following God. And you start following your own thinking. You start following your own understanding. But everything that you need to survive, God have already provided for you. The water, the air, the sun and the moon and the stars. And he supplied food at no cost. He supplied all of that for you. And you turn your back on that because you were so busy chasing after materialistic stuff. God didn't forsake you. You forsake God. You put God on the back burner. You made materialistic stuff more important than God. And you never gonna do right or act right or talk right or treat people right You ain't going to be able to do none of that until you deny yourself and look back and see that everything that you have and everything that you will have, it all belongs to God. The one that holds the world in the palm of his hand. You turn your back on the Almighty God for materialistic stuff. You the one that put yourself in those positions. God ain't never stopped the rain from coming. God ain't never stopped the sun from shining. God ain't never stopped the moon from shining. God supply your every need. And the only thing that God asks you to do is to believe in him and trust in him and let his son lead you and guide you in the way that he would have you to go. Just come to Jesus and surrender. All you need is Jesus. And when you got Jesus, everything else is yours. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. And lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him. And he will direct your path. Thank you.